you actually didn't start out as a fabricator or anything like that. How'd you get your start?
No, so something that comes more naturally.
Ford F100 World Podcast. Ford Trucks 24/7. A builder support community on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and podcast. Want to know more? Join, follow, like, and share. No commercials. Just Fords. Welcome to another episode. Guys, this is going to be a quick one. This audio actually was video that I posted on Facebook about a year ago, and later on there was some plans of putting it possibly on another podcast. So if you're a part of the group, you may have seen this, but I figured since I got this audio or this video from Western Nationals of last year, then I figured why not just post it up as a short podcast this year of us talking to FatFenderGarage. And I was like, hey, why don't we ask this guy how he got to start? So there's going to be another one after this, and it's going to be the Craig 909. But I thought, you know what? He goes to this show. I don't know if he's going this year, but he goes to the show a lot, Western Nationals. So why not put the Craig 909 on it from when I talked to him last year about him talking about his truck. So that's something to look forward to in the next episode this week. For those of you that don't know what F100 Western Nationals is, it's pretty self-explanatory. It's a bunch of F100s and trucks, Ford trucks that show up in Anaheim, California in the West, and we all hang out for a day. And it's a blast, man. This is definitely one to put on your calendar or in your bucket list, your wish list, to make it out there. And we'll be having a podcast of this show coming up. I'm about to go to at the end of this week. Hopefully very soon. I will definitely put that up on YouTube, edit something together real quick for you guys, and so we can get that F100 fix. Hope you guys enjoy this. Let's find out how Fat Fender got its start.
What is up, guys? We are here, Fat Fender Garage. There's something, if you guys have been following Fat Fender Garage for a long time, they actually do a lot of fabrication. You guys make a lot of parts, you fab a lot of stuff, you build a lot of stuff. But actually, you haven't been doing it that long. How long have you guys been doing?
Since around 2013, right around there, roughly.
Yeah.
About 11 years.
And you mentioned earlier that you actually didn't start out as a fabricator or anything like that. How'd you get your start?
No, so my natural, or not natural, but something that comes more naturally to me is woodworking.
Yeah.
And so I'm more of a carpenter background than I am hot rods and trucks. And so, you know, my father-in-law purchased an old truck. I think actually somebody owed him some money. And so that was how he got paid. And he goes, hey, Jason, we got this old truck. You want to come help me fix it, put a wood bed in it, and a couple of things. And so we did that. And then he said, sell it. And then and you can have whatever's left over. And so I sold it, and we made a pretty decent chunk of change off it. And then the idea was like, wait a second, can I do that again? That was actually fun. And so, you know, one truck led to two trucks, led to four trucks, led to six trucks, led to 20 trucks. And we were just experiencing, just buying and flipping and honestly learning. Right?
Yeah.
Every truck we purchased had a different set of problems, and we learned something new.
Yeah.
But we didn't get deep into the weeds with it because I'm not a mechanic.
Yeah.
I couldn't go deep into the weeds, right?
Right.
But occasionally we had some problems, so I ended up hiring one employee, one mechanic.
Yeah.
His name is Dave. If you're watching, Dave, out there by chance, thank you for getting me started. You also have a little bit of a temper. That's why it didn't work out long term. But anyways, at the end of the day, he's a good dude, and he helped and taught me some principles about, you know, being a mechanic and all that kind of stuff. But we then just kept growing until we have like 45 people today.
What was the thing that sort of blew up for you, where everyone knows Fat Fender Garage now?
Yeah. So how does everybody know Fat Fender Garage and why? So it initially started with just 53 to 56 Ford pickup trucks.
Really?
That was it. I only stayed in that genre of truck for several years.
Yeah.
And I must have owned 20 big back windows, you know, just that process.
Yeah.
I'd buy them for $8,000 and I'd sell them for $15,000, you know, just kind of doing that kind of stuff. And so, and then we had a guy that wanted to do fuel injection, and this is about 8 years ago, and we put a fuel injected Coyote motor in a 56. and there hadn't that coyote
Super
swapping.
common then. Yeah.
Coyote swapping was not common. It was, matter of fact, you might find one Hot Rod magazine article or something about coyotes, and it was mostly not even complete. It was missing all the information. So we forged ahead and went through 2 of them at the same time, and we were like one of the first shops that were coyote swapping F100s like consistently.
Really?
And we just, from that point on, we just started doing more and more and more. People were sending us trucks from Mexico and wherever, and we were just swapping them. And then we started to realize that it was hard to swap. We started to make parts to allow us to swap easier.
Yeah.
And so then I thought, well, if I made a part for me,
Now you have a fab shop.
now I have a part for other people.
Yeah, there you
So
go.
then it just, grew from that point.
Well, there you go, guys. If you have a dream, it doesn't matter what your background is.
Why not how you do at a time?
Yeah, just one day, just do what you're good at, and that's cool, man. That's a cool story. I've always wondered because I've always loved what you guys pump out, and I've always been like, how'd you get your start? What was the
Yeah.
story? Now we know, guys.
My dad he wasn't a mechanic. My grandpa wasn't a mechanic.
Yeah.
I had a Volkswagen Bug in high school that
Literally was
I could
just-
barely keep on the road.
Yeah, there you go. Well, that's cool, man. I appreciate your time, and hey, check him out if you guys haven't. His last name is Noel, not Noel.
Yeah, it's spelled Noel, like Christmas. I'm actually Danish, if you want to go check out my genealogy from Denmark.
All right, we've got a
but we
Danish
say-
builder here.
But we say Noel, or Noel.
No,
I say Noel so people don't have to spell
it's just
it.
easier. See, my name looks like Hessman or Heisman, and I just go with it. It's not how you say it at all,
Yeah.
but yeah. Well, cool. And if you guys want to check them out, if you don't know who they are, Fat Fender Garage on Instagram and Facebook. Where else you guys? YouTube?
YouTube for sure. We got FatFenderGarage Garage YouTube. We got a lot of stuff there. I think we have a TikTok. If you like TikTok,
There you go.
younger, I don't know. I don't TikTok, but I think we have some stuff on TikTok.
I got one too, but it's
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah, guys like to TikTok.
That's cool. And guys, follow, subscribe as well, because next we're going to talk about this. What's going on over there? I'm seeing 4-wheel drive. What's going on here?
Well, we've done a few 4-wheel drives in the past, but obviously, 4-wheel drives are becoming more popular, and so we've been developing this for the last 2 years of a Ford-specific, custom-tailored chassis for the Ford 4-wheel drive market. And so
So that's what's different between, say, this frame and, say, another company's frame, is that it's Ford specific?
it is extremely specific, meaning, the wheelbase, the track width, everything is, we went through it and we played around with like, okay, if I got a 4-wheel drive truck and I'm buying some wheels, more likely I want to just go off the shelf, get
Right.
some 9s and 10s and put some 1250s or 1350s on it, I'm going to pick that out. So then, where do I want the outside of the tire to hit on my truck? And so what looks the best is we spent a lot of time designing that. So when we purchased all of our Curry housings and brake kits, that it actually was going to allow us to hit right in a perfect spot without being too wide and flipping up mud on the side of your truck and looking a little bit ghetto, right? We wanted this to be as nice as we could possibly make it. And then with that in mind, we have a lot of other companies that are doing like 6-lug.
Okay.
Okay, we do 5-lug and 8-lug.
Really?
You get both.
Very cool.
So this one's 8-lug. And so you can get 5-lug for the 5-lug guys, the traditional F100, F150 guys, and then also 8-lug for the F250, right? And so, again, we didn't go to like a 6-lug and try to make it general for everybody. That's one of the differences we made.
That's what I've always liked about your company, is that you're very specific for those guys out there that have a lot of specific stuff they want for their truck, down to, like what you just said, wheel spacing, to, how far this does that. That's really awesome,
It matters because we're actually builders first before we were product makers.
Yeah.
And so when you kind of start that direction, you know more what you need rather than when someone's trying to pigeonhole you, because they're just selling product.
Yeah.
Right? And so because we built...
You're making something tailor-made.
Yeah, So
That's awesome, man. So tell me, what's going on in the front here?
So right now everything's 4-link coilovers. This one's set up with 12 inches of travel. And so this thing's made, you can put 40s on it if you wanted to.
Yeah.
Currently, everyone's going to probably say, it's not correct up front. I actually got too stiff of a spring here when we set this up. And so it's pushing, it's maxing out.
Gotcha.
This will come down about 5 inches.
If they want to, yeah.
Well, it will at ride height.
Yeah,
So
height.
once we get all the weight and everything on it and we change the coil springs, that'll be different. But we're using a really nice power steering box. you know, the guys that make the red top power steering boxes is what this is here.
Nice. Good old red.
Everything's, you know, robust, 3/16 welded. It can fit a Godzilla. It can fit a Coyote motor. They're using Curry fabricated heavy-duty 9-inch rear ends and front, with also Super Duty brakes on. Is currently what we've got on this.
Nice.
Brakes. So again, you got your bump stops, and you'll have your sway bar back here, and so you can control a lot of the body roll. You can purchase them powder coated. You can purchase them with the brake lines installed. Another thing that we've designed that no one else has is a 30-gallon gas tank.
Oh, nice.
With it. So it's kind
So you can drive to California to the show that we're at, right?
yeah, you could. And if you
2,000 miles.
if you do a Coyote motor, you're going to get you'll get 16 to 18 miles to the gallon, and so you're really going to get like 400 miles on a tank of gas. So
That's awesome.
and it seems like the guys that do the 4-wheel drives, they want to drive them.
Yeah.
Some of the stuff we do are show trucks, right? You drive it on the weekend, you come to show, you have a good time, you take it out on a date with your wife or whatever. But these are a little bit more like, hey, I'm jumping in this thing, I'm going to drive it.
That's cool. That's cool. What's your favorite part so far about when you were putting this together and designing it?
Being done. Honestly, this has been a lot of
labor of love.
A lot of labor, a lot of going back to the drawing board several different times. We actually have this iteration, which is coilovers all 4 corners, and then we have another iteration that is just coilovers up front.
Okay.
And then we use a large, long monoleaf in the back, because some people don't want the look of coilovers everywhere. They kind of want a little bit more of a stock look.
Yep.
And so we did, what we did is we took the leaf spring out of a Raptor.
Okay.
And so you got opposing shocks like the Raptor. We scanned all that and come up with some geometry, and so you get kind of still a good quality product out of it at the end of the day. But two iterations, and so this one's going to do a lot more off-roading. The other one's a little bit more like town and country.
Gotcha. What was the thing that made you guys go, okay, we're going to do 4-wheel drive stuff now?
Something new, really.
Yeah.
You do get worn out with just 2-wheel drive slam trucks, right?
Yeah.
Like I said, we've done a couple 4-wheel drives, and they're really fun.
Yeah.
And so when we started this process 3 years ago, we could see 4-wheel drives were starting to take off, and we just decided we better jump in the game.
Gotcha.
It took longer than I thought. It took us a little bit longer, but it is what it is. So.
You seem like a perfectionist, so sometimes that's the case. It takes a while to get what you want,
And then you hire stuff out, and it took them longer than you wanted.
That's cool. So I got a question. How many people walk up to the frame and do the knock test? They're like, oh yeah, that's real nice.
Yeah. Everyone just wants to come like this.
Is that it? Okay, so they
touch it.
Oh.
And, one of the things we do, like we love to powder coat as much as we can. And at the same time, we don't powder coat like everyone else. So this is powder coated twice. And if you feel it, it doesn't feel and look the same like other powder coated shocks.
Really?
It is really smooth, and there's not a lot of stuff in it. And it's because we have a certain process of powder coating that allows us to provide just a really robust finish on it that's different than what you're going to get anywhere else.
That's awesome. So are these out on the market yet?
These are for sale now.
Okay.
Yes, we have,
where do they find them?
Crew cabs. We have them for all the Ford F100 pickup trucks. So crew cabs, short wheelbase, long base, whatever it is you need, we got it.
Dude, that's awesome. Where can they find you at?
Well, my home address is so basically find us at FatFender.com, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, all the usual.
All the usual
places. Obviously, you can find us on F100 World.
There you go.
And Craig right there. Make sure you follow him and you follow Craig. He's got a lot of good Ford content stuff. But
well, hey, thanks for being part of the community and being part of this truck blow up of the F100s that's happening and offering up some really cool stuff for him, man. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
All right, see you, buddy.
Thanks.
Later. There you have it, guys. Thanks for listening. And as always, guys, don't forget to visit us on YouTube. That one is growing pretty good. Instagram. We have a Facebook groups, about 5 of them, as well as a Facebook content page. And we throw some stuff up on TikTok. So we really appreciate you guys for listening. Like I said earlier, the next one is the Craig 909 coming out soon this week. So, yeah, hope you guys enjoy it. See ya.